One Mic Fridays open mic sessions is basically a new community in the hip hop circuit right now, and basically this past show was still number two, and this one this one was a little bit more geared. It was geared more towards the aesthetic and the branding, trying to solidify it as a brand. So like I had hired a videographer, like a professional videographer, to come through and capture some footage and put together a recap video of good quality so I could repurpose it moving forward as a commercial rather. I wasn't really trying to make it like a big event. I was more so trying to just get some good footage to repurpose, so then the next shows can be bigger and it could be a snowball effect subsequently, But basically, the past show was still great because I had a couple of my close friends come through to perform, and it was big for me because I grew up with two of the dudes that performed, and for them to come through for me and bless the stage was huge. So it was a special. It was still a special show.
So what?
The first show.
Oh, no, actually, I'll let you keep going. Just keep going.
Okay. Yeah, the first show was big though. Like the first show was bigger than the second show as far as like attendance and just the I guess the energy from the crowd was more hype in the first show than the second one.
All right. So the people who are your friends, what are their full names and what are their rap name or artist names?
So one of my friends, his name is Ronnie Neville. His rap name is Ron Gotti. He's from Mount Vernon, New York. And I grew up with this guy because his aunt and my father were once in a relationship. We actually used to live together. So I want to say from like third grade to like first grade all the way to like fifth grade, we lived together in the same house. And we kind of built a brotherhood, but then we kind of went down separate paths when he moved to Georgia, and then he ended up moving back to New York once we were like young adults. But we always we once we moved back to New York, we kind of was building on our relationship with him up until this show when he came through to perform. It was good. It was nice.
All right.
And then my second friend is actually one of my close friends from college, his first cousin. And my friendship with my college homie, me and his cousin grew close because, we would hang out a lot. Me always hanging out with my college dude, his cousin would always be around. So, I consider him like a cousin of mine as well. So he's much older than I am. But for him to come through and support, that was big too. Like, so, he's like family as well. So it was dope.
All right. So yeah, you're obviously a regular, at the bar and such. So how do you feel like? First, get into if you were other venues that you perform, and how do you feel like performing at Uptown kind of propels your career just being young?
Yeah, absolutely. So compared to the other venues that I've worked at, I was more so the player there. Like, for instance, I used to manage an upcoming rapper from Mount Vernon. His name is Nico Brim. And basically having him perform at the venues we've worked at in the past, we were more so, just the artist or like the consumer. You know what I mean? We were following instructions from an organizer of that particular event that we were working in. Working at Uptown Bar and Grill, I'm on the other side of that sector now. I'm able to be the organizer of an event where other artists and other managers are, performing at these One Mic Fridays. So it kind of allows me to see myself from the out of body experience as an artist manager now I'm working with artists, managers, and I'm able to see myself in them, and it's dope. It's like a real dope experience. So I give thanks to Kyler and Nikki for that, man. Yeah.
All right, so managing, I guess how rewarding is that? I mean, first off, did you go to college for that? Number one, and how rewarding is it for you to see people come through at like at Uptown and other venues as you're, and even Nico Bram's really like blown up I mean, in Westchester, even though he's from there, he's really blown up, you know, on the internet. So how rewarding is that seeing, you know, hard work paying off?
Yeah, no, it's very rewarding because even with Nico in the beginning, like we started out small and we were doing like the little open mics, like the little showcases and stuff like that, and the turnouts weren't as big. And then for us to have the sold out show at the Delancey back in July, that was like a real monumental moment for all of us. You know what I mean? As a team at that, you know. And you know, it was a tearjerker like that. The Delancey show that we did, it was sold out. That event was a tearjerker, man, because all of the hard work and the slow turnouts, it built up to that moment. And and what was so great about that moment was he had no new music released at that time. So like people were just pulling up just off the strength of they hadn't seen him perform live in a while. So we kind of capitalized off of that. But he didn't even have any new music released at that point. People were actually just, people are so eager to hear his new music that just the snippets alone that he plays in the background in his videos and stuff like that, people remember the words from just those little snippets. But when he performed them live, people knew the words already, and he didn't even release the music yet. So like moments like that, I'm never gonna forget for the rest of my life. And then transitioning into doing my own shows where I'm responsible for 10 to 15 artists performing, it's just a big moment because it shows how responsible I am as a person. And then it kind of, again, it allows me to see myself from an out-of-body experience. Like, I'm able to, you know, work with other managers and then also work with other artists just to kind of see what's out there in the marketplace, to see what people are listening to, what, you know, what the kids are talking about, you know what I'm saying? And it allows me to kind of have that breakout moment in the future. Like, so for right now, it's kind of small, and like, and if I keep hacking at it year after year, it's gonna build up to a packed out event, and then that's gonna be my moment to be like, wow, you know, it started from nothing, and now it's something. You know?
Right.
So it's like a duality kind of thing.
Right. So did you went to, well, first off, what school did you go to, and did you go to school for music?
No, I didn't go to school for music, but I went to Howard University and I studied marketing. And during my time at Howard, I was a rapper myself. So me and my guys from school, we had a little microphone and a computer set up in our dorm room, and we started out doing that. Like we actually started out doing freestyle videos in the dorm, just on iMovie, because on the MacBook you can record yourself, through iMovie or whatever. So we started out doing that. To instrumental. It'll be like a cipher. It was like 5 or 6 of us. It'll be like a cipher. And we transitioned to actually making songs. One of my other guys, he was using GarageBand and he had a mic hooked up in it. So we would go in there and record, and we ended up putting together a mixtape freshman year. And the response that we got from that mixtape, which was called Freshman 15, it was unexpected. So we ended up just taking it and running with it, and then we just kept rapping sophomore year, junior year, to the point where people knew us to be the rappers of the campus. But we weren't trying to be rappers. It was just a natural reaction from the people, just us bringing that natural New York energy, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up taking it more seriously on the writing tip when by the time I got to my 4th or 5th year at Howard, I was really taking my writing very seriously to the point where I was like, trying to be a lyricist and trying to flip the words in a certain way and use big words and trying to create a message through my music. So I was able to see my transitioning and growth in that while I was in school because I started out talking about that young nigga belligerent shit and then transitioned into trying to create a message for the young people, you know what I mean? Trying to be positive in my rap. This is about the time I graduated. So I didn't go to school for rapping, but I didn't go to school for music, but I definitely was participating in and creating music while I was in school. But once I graduated from school, I got a job. I moved back to New York. I kind of put it down and living life. I got my job. I got focused on that, trying to build my career and use my degree rather than trying to be a rapper. You know what I mean? Because I know that everybody and their mother's trying to be a rapper, so I just wanted to kind of differentiate myself a little bit. But the management really literally fell in my lap because again, like I said, I had put the music down on all fronts, and someone reached out to me to actually do this management. She goes by the name of Jai Hudson. Jai Hudson reached out to me because she wanted to put together a college tour for CYM, and we started to hit the ground running with that. We started to cold call different universities to put together this tour for the CYM dudes, and it took off from there. I was able to book a show at Howard for Nico and Kai Cash, and that was, I want to say that was November of 2017, and history was, that was it. Like, I took it from there.
Start out small, and it's just now it's come full circle. So now your Instagram says like consultant agency. So now just get. I mean, I know you mentioned to your friends. So who besides Nico do you represent, and are you part of like a bigger label? I guess.
Now Nico is his own brand. Like Nico is managed by his father, and their company is Playbook. So he's his own thing. They have their own operation going on. I was more so like just a part of the management team, as this booking agent and road manager. But his father was the head coach of the entire operation. It is the head coach of the entire operation. So I was more so just a consultant, if you will. But the CYN brand is the collective of Nico and his brothers and their extended family who are also musicians. So he's able to like have a dual music career, as his own brand, Nico brand, and then also in the CYN collective, with King Combs, Kai Cash, because the influence, So, and each of them have their own careers outside of CYN. It's just that at times they're able to come together and be that brand. So I was more so, involved with that as well, just from being extended family to them, just by default, But I was more so on Nico's private team as his guy. So it just all played full circle to me working with Nico and CYN. It exposed me to venues and how to put shows together, house shows and running to the point now where I'm able to put together. I'm attempting to put together my own shows, and I'm just gonna take this and focusing on this and build it up to where it's one of those events that people can't deny and want to be a part of.
All right. So just I guess go through a few like the names of the people that you're managing, and I guess what are some of the basic responsibilities of management for clarity?
For artist manager?
Yeah, so like I guess who are you like involved with now for like the artists, and I guess what are some of the basic things you do for managing throwing events and
Mhm.
stuff like that, organizing.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So right now, as far as artist management goes, um, I'm pretty much, not. What can I put this? Right now, my focus is the One Mic Fridays. I'm managing the events. I'm trying to up my ante on trying to manage events now. So it's more so the artists who participate in the One Mic Fridays, by default, I'm managing them for that night. You know what I'm saying? And what my responsibility is to collect their music, prior to the show, and then I make sure that the music is and organized in the folders. I work with the DJ. The DJ for One Night Friday is DJ Sub Dog. I'm able to communicate with him, make sure he has the artist's music for that night, and then pretty much leading up to the show, I'm communicating with each artist who's locked in, and I'm making sure that they have all of the information needed for when they pull up. Directions, the address, of course, when the doors are opened, um, the instructions on admission fees, and them trying to, and incentivize, like, giving them incentives on drawing the crowd. Like, if they bring 5 or more guests, they'll be, the artist will get in free, things like that. Um, So I'm most, and then all the way down to when they pull up, making sure that they're comfortable and then they're like just being that guy, like, you know, welcoming and making sure that they're good to go. And then encouraging them while they're performing. I had one dude from Chester, PA. He drove all the way up from Chester, PA. This was at the last show, and his music is dope. His name is DB Melody. His music is dope. But it was his first time performing. And then while he was on stage, you can tell that he was a bit nervous. But he got up there, he did his thing, and he had a good reaction from the crowd. You know what I'm saying? And when he got off stage, everybody was coming up to him, dapping him up, making him feel, welcome. Later, and then said something, I'm like, yo, bro, your music is dope. Continue to do what you're doing. Your grind is incredible for you to drive all the way up here from Pennsylvania to a place where you don't know anybody, you feel me? And you got up there, did your thing. It's just encouragement that I try to give to people. It's just positivity, man. Um, so right now, what I'm doing is pretty much just managing at this point, this current moment.
All right, so we'll circle it back because I'm actually doing this. I interviewed Lena yesterday, so that was pretty good. So I'm just talking about the bar. I mean, you're obviously a regular. You're obviously a regular at the bar, even a lot more so than I am with my schedule and everything. So just kind of get even besides the events, kind of like it's very like everyone's family and everything. So just talk about the vibes that you got when you first got there, and compared to now. Obviously, it's going to be virtually the same. It's all family. So just talk about the bar in general and how you feel comfort there and just that in general.
Yeah, oh, no, the bar? Yeah, no, the bar is definitely one of my, it's like second nature as far as like pulling loop. Like, it's one of those places that like I look forward to going to. Like, and this was from day one. Like, so I was introduced to the bar by Nico, actually. Like, we did his 21st birthday party at the bar. Like, what I'm saying? And it was my first time ever going there. And then from when I first went through the door, I connected with Kyla, and it was just good vibes. Like, you feel me? Like, from that night, and then from when I started going there on my own, just to go eat and drink. Um, what really stood out to me were their buffalo wings. You know what I'm saying? So just to go there after work or Friday, I would go get the buffalo wings with the handful of fries, and I'll get me some Hennessy and pineapple. Just being able to just sit there and chill and watch the games. Like it was black owned. Like, you know what I'm saying? Kyle's dad is really setting a good example for the young generation, such as ourselves. You know, so I definitely appreciated all of that. So I just kept coming back, kept coming every day. You know, and then of course Kyle and I connected and we bonded. Um, you know, through that. So I love it. Dude.
Right.
And then it's just, you know, and then as time progressed, I was able to see the different things that the bar does. Like, you know, people would invite me to different events that they had, such as like other showcases and like fashion shows and stuff. I was able to see like how dynamic the bar is, like especially them having a stage in there and microphones. You know, it being a venue, I'm able to see like, wow, potentially I could put something together as well if the opportunity presented itself. You know, so it was definitely really quick for different events. You know, so I think all around it's that place, man.
All right. So what? So obviously, I'll go back to. Lena told me the same thing about like the artists bringing, like if they brought five more people, with the charging rate, they don't charge you at all or whatever, and
Right.
I guess what ends up being, I mean, it's obviously to have have a good time or whatever and network and everything. What ends up being like the overall like value, like money that goes into it, and like the profit that comes out of it for various events, and particularly the one mic night.
All right. So like the expenses, like what are the general expenses or like the objective?
Yeah,
At the end of the day?
what are the expenses, and then what ends up happening besides, they obviously people come in after their performance, they buy drinks. You don't want to perform drunk, obviously. So
Right.
what ends up being, I guess, like the monetary value at the end of the night, or what's your goal at the end of the night? But besides obviously helping people propel their career, so monetary, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, pretty much like the DJ. You know, you gotta make sure you have a DJ. And as far as like photography and videography, you want to make sure you document the event as well. And the documentation can be repurposed for marketing the event for future events. And then of course, just making sure the bar is taken care of. Um, all of that stuff plays a role, and the monies are to support those things, and basically keep it going as a brand, trying to keep the brand of Women Fridays in the marketplace. So it takes money to stay in the game, to be able to outsource new resources, so this way now maybe I could get a bigger DJ for the next event, or maybe I could get a bigger and better videographer, like, so, it's just to help it grow and solidify its place, It's not for any like individual person to come up at all. It's pretty much just to have it stand on its own feet as a brand. Because the service that it provides for the customer is a platform for them to perform their music and promote themselves as their own brand. You feel me? And then I like how you said networking. Networking is a big part of that service as well. They're able to connect with other like-minded individuals and maybe come up with a dope project together. You never know, down the line, they'll see each other again and always remember what they first met at One Mic Fridays,
Right.
So it's all a real community. It's all we all in the same community. And I'm networking with you because I wish if they have any events or anything going on, I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna try my best to come to support them.
All right. So lastly, just to wrap it up, I guess, after the one mic night, one mic Fridays, we both believe it's gonna be, it's only gonna get bigger. So
Yeah.
what would be next, if we're going to, after it gets to be like a bigger thing, and people are going through social media and liking and sharing and such.
Mm-hmm. Next would be, definitely to pitch it to like, a concert hall or something like that, or have it be, it could be something that's seasonal. Maybe at one point I'm able to be about an outdoor venue or something in the summer months. That's definitely like the ultimate goals of this right here. And it just gives me a staple in hip hop in general. People from all over the country or even all over the world, looking forward to one day blessing the One Mic Friday stage. You know what I'm saying? The same way like Rolling Loud and all of that stuff. I'm sure that started out as an idea or something small, and it took us to where now all the young kids want to go to that event. One Mic Fridays is putting itself in that marketplace. Just trying to ultimately grow to a worldwide thing.
All right. I think it actually had an additional thing. I thought of it at the end. I guess. I mean, with Kyla being there or whatever, and her throwing various events. I guess what does her presence? What is her drive? Kind of. I mean, we obviously know, but I gotta get it for as a quote. What does her drive and what does her presence bring to the to Uptown in general, and what makes it distinguished, even as a small establishment when it's not a lot of space, but the energy is always great.
Oh, you mean like what Kyla's role at the bars? Or like
No, like I guess what her. I mean, we know the role, but like what's the the overall impact, just so that people can get when I write this up. What could basically.
Yeah, no, she's literally like the engine of that whole operation. Like, and you want to sum it all up, like, she's literally the engine of that place. Like, it's hilarious. It's amazing.
Oh, that's good enough. Oh, Kyla's there?
I'm
Oh, I did not know you were here.
Yeah, you should ask her her perspective, like, this, her day-to-day, and like, how it impacts the space.
Yeah, I was just going through everything. I did not know you were there. I thought y'all was just gonna meet me up later. Kyla.
You want to know, like, how, your impact on that place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would definitely say that it wasn't always Uptown Bar and Grill. It was Lost Lounge, and we kind of migrated from just being open, on a Thursday through Sunday basis into what Uptown Bar and Grill came into play, which means that we basically, set the tone for like we're open about 6 days a week, and we try to have different events for different days. From our Money Mondays, which is a Monday night after work event, to our, 2 Hour Tuesdays, which is a promotional thing geared towards our food, and then also for like those tacos. To our, Thursday nights, which is kind of like a kickback kind of after work. Our regular Friday night parties. They went from, Friday Night Live to Uptown Fridays. And it consistently changes to do different themes and things of that nature on Fridays. And now that we've added the One Night Fridays, it kind of adds another spin to things. I would definitely say, just kind of migrating from just being open, from 4 days a week to now 6, it's definitely a lot of work. There's definitely a lot of progression. It takes a lot of time. But it's something that I could definitely say that I'm proud to be a part of. And I don't know what else I should say about that. What else do you want me to answer?
I think that pretty much sums it up. But it's just I'm actually because I'm doing it on the bar in general, and I talked to a few of the artists that performed and everything. So I guess I was gonna ask them like what that really does to it being like a small and intimate, but like the networking opportunities, which is something that you really are great at building off of. What is it like to go to the bar and network with other people and compared to other venues where it's like it's a ton of people and the crowd's too big and so stuff like that. So like the net like what the bar does with even with events and birthday parties and stuff and how it helps to network with other people.
Well, we're definitely with us on Bar and Grill, what we try to do is provide an experience, and with that experience, it's definitely more of a, kind of a family-based type of situation where, our regulars, us on a first-name basis, we know them on a first-name basis. It's something that, the staff and regulars, and even someone that's new, we try to make everyone and anyone feel comfortable. So it's a place for them to go and feel like, it's a place from home away from home. I would definitely say, most of our customers, our majority of my friends, families, and also just people who we, come in contact with. Networking is a very big thing there because even from just having like regular birthday parties, people meet each other and they end up, working with each other outside of meeting at the bar, and things of that nature. So I would definitely say it's a safe haven for place people who, just kind of like more of a tight-knit experience where it's kind of kicked back, but also, the club vibe. And also just more so like, just people who kind of either want to be in one kind of space. We kind of provide that as well, where, during the week, like I said, those are just more of our kickback days. And then we have our party and nights as well. So it just depends on, what you're looking for and what you like, kind of experience, I would say.
All right, I think that's pretty much it. I just gotta call one. I gotta call one other person, but that's kind of that's another.
Audio?
Huh?
All of that was on audio, or you
Yeah. Yeah, all that's I have my phone that I don't use anymore, so that I'm recording it with, so I could upload it to my laptop, and then from there I just listen back on it, and then I'm making it's gonna end up being written anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll blog it or something with all of my 3 subscribers, but that's beside the point. Yeah, so that's what I was basically trying to get at. This was originally supposed to be like a trend story, but then my but like after a while I couldn't really find people to like get back to me, so I ended up making it about a venue. So my professor was kind enough to make that a story. So and then I literally thought about it like the day I was sick anyway, but I thought about it the day after. Like I was like, I was like, wow, that's a venue like that I've been to, and I just missed it, and I just missed the thing.
Come to the next one. December 6th is the next one. My final. Just come through so you can see for yourself. And if you want to take the journalism thing to the next level for yourself, you can use it as practice to interview
people. Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely do interviews, and usually I don't write anything down, so I'll be pausing sometimes. But yeah, definitely, cause so that's like that's always the first thing of the month.
Yeah, man. You want to use it to practice your craft on journalism, man. The space is open, bro.
All right, definitely, man. All right, appreciate y'all. I'll write it down, and once I get feedback on it, I'll re-edit it 3 or 4 times, then I'll send it out.
All right, cool.
Okay, let us know. Let me know if you need me to send anything, and you're missing anything or whatever. Can we just write something real quick?
All right, yeah. I still got actually. My friend actually knew the DJ from I think the first or second DJ from Friday, or whatever. But he wasn't like whatever. Like I never got back to him, so I was supposed to interview him. But yeah. So I'll probably add that. I'll probably add that in later if I could.
For DJ Chanzo?
Yeah. Wait. There's two of them though, right? There was two DJs. There was.
Oh, we're talking about at the event we were at the other day.
Yeah. The Friday night. There was two of them.
What was it on weekend night? Oh, Saturday night. What was the college party?
Oh, fun.
Oh yeah, so you probably talking about PKL.
Yeah. So like my friend that my manager at work, he's from Mount Vernon or the Bronx, so he knew him or whatever. So but like he never got back to me, but still I got enough.
Yeah, I know. All right, man. So if you need anything else, just let me know.
All right. Thanks a lot. I'll see y'all.
Yeah, you know.
No problem. Anytime.
See you soon.
All right.